Doing good, thanks. Thanks for joining us today. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Great.
Great.
Uh,
What
uh,
about you?
Doing good, thanks. Uh, am I pronouncing your name correctly? Ashfaq, right?
Gigi. Yes, exactly. Ashfaq.
Ashfaq. All right, nice to meet you.
I'm
Well,
I am unable to guess your name because I am unable to read the letters
it's all right.
on
Sorry,
your name.
Alex. I'll change it.
Okay,
Uh,
next.
yeah, my name's Alex. My co-founder and partner Dmitry here. So today we wanted to discuss with you some issues connected with our startup we do for um, US. So we are both founders of startup. It's called Flash. So we are targeting, some frictions in B2B payments, accounting, account payables, account receivables issues, and in order to better understand what the market problems, market frictions are, we are talking to people, to professionals, to experts in this field who provide services in finance, since people like you are, I mean, people who actually day by day operate in those financial accounting operations, since you understand the problem much better and see different types of clients. That's why we ask you to join today's call, and thanks a lot for having time for us. Yeah, uh,
Thank you.
let's get started then, right? Okay, Ashfaq. Yeah.
Current, this is Ashfaq Ali. Currently, I am doing job as a finance executive at Deliverify LLC, and we are a group of companies operating at Amazon. We in general we are Amazon retailers. Amazon retailers, and we generally buy goods or inventory from the suppliers across the world. Major purchases are from the US suppliers. Our major purchases are from US suppliers, and we generally mostly purchase from the distributors, major distributors, because there are restrictions or the brand restrictions that we cannot purchase from the brands directly. We have to fulfill a lot of promises with the brands. Therefore,
I,
we purchase from the big distributors like DNH, Ingram Micro, so on. So in this regard, we generally, since we are purchasing a bulk quantity with these suppliers, we generally easily get the net terms. In terms of it, first we approach the financing company like DLL Group for finances. DLL offered us $100,000 with a net term 60 for all purchases across USA.
and what's the rate
Especially with the suppliers that service, I think they charge 2%
per
at
month,
first.
right? I see. So you kind
And
of
they were offering net term 60 days, but we directly approached the suppliers and showed our financials to them that we need the credit limits to sustain or to manage our capital management or cash flow management. We desperately need the credit limits, and we in US, if you are US supplier and you are dealing with the US distributors, there are many chances, more than 90% chances that you will get the credit limits from them if you present the sound financials to them.
DLL, right? Let me just
Yes.
Google it a little quick. Finance company. All right,
There is
see.
the list of suppliers that they deal with. They have a specific list. You will find their list, a DLL suppliers list.
I see. I see. Well, just sec. Well, before I jump into specific questions, may I just, in order to better understand what specifically your responsibilities, ask you, what's your like day-to-day responsibilities and in general responsibility area in this company, what you're responsible for? I mean, I learned your profile on LinkedIn, but to be honest, didn't understand everything because I'm not a professional in this. Could you please give the general idea? What do you do for this company?
Okay. I first thing I do a financial accounting for this company, just like financial analysis and so on.
I see.
Secondly,
Hmm.
I am the person who uh, corresponds with the suppliers through emails and phone calls.
That's
And
great.
for what I corresponds with the suppliers, number one is the invoices. I, in other words, I manage accounts payable of my company as well. I talk with the suppliers issues related to the invoices. Secondly, I also talk with the suppliers for credit limits. I present them figures, different figure credit limits. Like for example, we would like suppliers to come to the terms of net days, 30 days, maximum 30 days. Generally, we have a specific format for a proposal, a company-wide proposal through which we present our financials, company position, so on, and send to the suppliers for a credit limits. I acquire credit limits with the suppliers, and you know that the credit limit procedure is bit lengthy. Bit lengthy in a sense that we talk with the suppliers, generally initiate the proposal email, and then we have to provide them references of the suppliers with whom we have credit limits, then financials and so on. Then the final decision is made by the supplier's credit limit department or credit department. And if the supplier doesn't come to the terms, and if he's a strategic partner and or the very accession supplier who has a very great profit margin, we generally approach the third party agencies, just like I mentioned DLL, or we also request the credit insurance. You might have heard the credit insurance.
It's a
Generally,
bank credit, right? Is
generally
it
the
like,
insurance company protect the supplier's receivables if the supplier wants to issue the credit. However, the supplier has to pay the insurance premium. To support them, we generally offer them that we would like to pay some amount of premium for you as you are offering the credit limits to us.
uh, could you please, well, this credit limit issue, to be honest, it's not like 100% familiar for me personally. So just in simple word, let's say I'm a supplier, so I kind of produce something and supply to you in by wholesale, and in this credit limit interaction, what it means, I supply to you with no payment within like 30 days. Is that what you called what's called credit limit or anything else?
Yes, yes. Just
And
like, for example, you supply me goods and I just ask you that I will pay you after 30 days.
yep, and
That's a credit limit. But generally, there is a specific amount that which we have to through it. For example, let me demonstrate through example on Excel.
mhm, okay,
Okay. For example, supplier offers you that he will offer you, you can buy goods up to 10,000 on net term 10 days, net 30 days. So if we buy 12,000 and on net 30, we in this case we are overutilizing our limit of 10,000.
Yep.
We are utilizing 12,000. So in this case, the supplier generally requests us to pay 2,000, and then 10,000 will be on a net term 30 days. This is the
And
generally a
Mhm.
credit limit. Limit means there is some specific amount
I
through
see.
which we
And could you, in this specific example, show when you approach to DLL for additional cash? In which case?
oh, uh, in cases where, for example, the suppliers are in cases where generally in 2 to 3 cases I have identified that our goods were not selling on Amazon, so
Mhm.
we were having a cash flow issue.
I
So
see.
the supplier was also on a DLL list.
Mhm.
So we asked the DLL that we supplier, for example, supplier offered at these terms, and we
Mhm.
purchased 10,000.
Mhm.
But on 30th day of month, supplier asked us to pay this 10,000 as the days complete, but we were unable to sell the inventory. So we asked the DLL that you should pay the invoices and we shall pay you after 60 days.
I see. And that's and they charge 2% out of 10K. So it's like, I
Exactly.
see.
Yes,
$200 you pay for to cover this gap, right?
exactly. And after 60 days, we paid to the DLL.
I
Fines.
see. I see. And well, that's the first case. Well, actually, thanks a lot for a specific example. I mean, that's now super clear and transparent. Yeah, thanks for sharing. Um, well, I'll come back to this credit limit issue a bit later. Let's talk a bit about account payables and handling those invoices when you talk to suppliers. Just to estimate how many transactions you work with during the months. Um, so it's like few transactions, maybe some couple of dozens or hundreds or thousands transactions when you purchase goods from suppliers. So yeah, how many transactions or invoices are managed monthly?
In our company, almost in this month, because we report the figures at the end of the month, we
Hmm.
reported that we had 700. We purchased 700,000 on net term 30 days. Apart from that, the rest of purchases were on prepaid, which means on cash. So there are, because we are group of companies, not a single company. In under Leverify, there are four more companies which are also owned by the same owner, but these are sister companies.
I see.
So we generally manage this group.
I see. Well, I just want to, if I understand it correctly, 700,000 by net terms.
We purchase
Uh,
7,000 net terms 30 days.
all right. So it's like your debt, right? You have to pay 700,000 per month.
Exactly.
All right. And what the number of transactions? I mean the volume. How many transactions they are to just to figure out the scope. Is it like 100 transactions per? I don't like 700
More
transactions.
than
Mhm.
7,000. So we can estimate that there are around 500 transactions in whole month related to payables. Payables include both prepaid and cash and credit suppliers. Prepaid, which means we call the cash suppliers as the prepaid suppliers, because we pay them in advance and then they deliver us inventory.
Actually, why some suppliers why you agree to work on prepayment with some suppliers? Do they provide any discount or specific conditions? Why you agree to work with
The
prepayment?
the problem is that mostly these suppliers are European suppliers, and
I
European
see.
suppliers do not provide the credit to the US companies until and unless you have a branch there.
Makes sense. Yeah, totally.
And we are as a company, we also are finding some ways to deal with these European suppliers in order to bring them to the under the purview of credit limits. We have tried a lot. We also talked with the Alina's trade. You might have heard.
Could you repeat, please, how it's called?
Alina's trade. It is also an insurance company, kind of
I
insurance
see.
company or trade. It provides the credit insurance, but it also didn't help us in acquiring the credit terms with the European companies.
Well, I'm really interested in APs, how you manage account payables. So you mentioned it's like 500 transactions per month, right? Is that correct?
Exactly. Yes.
More or less. And I mean, that's quite a lot, and you have some specific terms. Some of them are prepayment. I mean, or prepayment is for overseas, for Europe, etc. Some of them has like 30, 45 terms, net terms, etc. Uh, how do you manage? I mean, do you have like specific software, or you have a person, AP manager, uh, or you do it by yourself? So how the routine of AP management works for in your company? Could you please give some specific details here?
In our company, we are not working with the ERP, therefore we have limitations. We generally maintain the Google Sheet ledgers of suppliers, and those Google Sheet ledgers are linked with the one single dashboard where the cash flow teams can easily see which suppliers uh, payment is due on which date. So we generally create a Google Sheet ledger for every supplier, and through BI we link and create a single dashboard which reports each and everything.
Does it work smoothly? I mean, can you recall any case when it didn't work out and you finally missed the payment date, or no problem here and it just works perfectly? So how would you estimate?
In cases in Google Sheet Ledger, we generally let me just demonstrate for you example.
Yeah, it would be perfect.
Guys, let's to jump to another call because this conversation will end after 1 minute. Let's to jump, and Ali, you will able to share your screen. Okay, I will send you your link in LinkedIn. Is it okay? Ali, can you hear me?
I didn't understand.
But
Can you please repeat?
yeah, sorry. Our conversation to be ended soon, just a few minutes.
Oh.
So yeah, Dmitry says that may we send another link and proceed there to LinkedIn. He will send the new Zoom link to your LinkedIn. So let's jump in there and continue. Can we?
Oh.
Yeah, great.
Okay.
Thanks. Yeah, let's meet there, not
Thanks.
to not to cut off.
I sent already in LinkedIn, your LinkedIn.
All right, so let's reconnect.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.